Welcome to Good Morning Keys on Keys Talk 96.9, 102.5.
Keys Talk 96.9, 102.5, the talk of the Keys from Key West to South Miami-Dade, your one voice for information and engagement. We're going to do just that here in just a few moments. Weather forecast, beautiful. A little bit of overcast conditions here, but we're going to go to 80 once again. Very little chance of rain for the next few days. 73 currently. No major incidents to report up and down US 1. As far as traffic goes, we, of course, do have some slowdowns in Marathon due to the deep injection well construction project. Florida Keys Aqueduct Authority continuing their transmission line replacement through the Tavernier area. That will cause a few slowdowns, allow a few extra minutes as you're going that way. If you're going by air, allow a few extra hours at the very least to get through TSA, as we've all heard. We're going to say good morning to a special guest now. Mr. Eugene Robinson is with us. We're going to say good morning to you, sir. How are you?
I'm fine, Michael. Good morning to you.
Yes, sir. So you are a longtime Take Stock supporter. I'm going to go right into Take Stock with Children. First off, if I may, Take Stock in Children. We speak with Chuck Lysis Mason on a regular basis here, so most of our listeners are very familiar. But since the inception in 2001, Take Stock in Children Monroe County has evolved from a small program into a cornerstone of college and career readiness across the Florida Keys, resulting in 1,165 students having graduated high school, college, and college ready through 2025. Take Stock in Children providing scholarships for Florida higher education to those who would probably not otherwise have those opportunities. And tonight actually is a big night for Take Stock in Children. They have invited, and he has accepted, it's Mr. Eugene Robinson returning to Key West as the guest of Take Stock in Children for an evening at the studios of Key West. That will happen tonight at 6 p.m., and it says here, sir, that you are thrilled to share your thoughts and predictions for, quote, what America will look like in 3.5 years. So not to put words in your mouth, I would be the last to do so, but it does say you're thrilled to share those thoughts. So we're looking forward to that.
Yes, I'm thrilled and a little nervous about to predict what's going to happen in 3.5 years. It is difficult these days to predict what's going to happen in the next 3.5 minutes. I did not have massive war with Iran on my bingo card for this month, and yet that's where we are. So this is kind of a high wire act, but I'll try to be as useful as I can. Because we do need to sort of figure out where we are as a country and where we think we're going.
Well, Mr. Eugene Robinson is a Pulitzer Prize-winning reporter, columnist, commentator, and you do have the background and the qualifications to look at America in the next 3.5 years and to make some predictions. You did work for the Washington Post for quite some time, had a Pulitzer Prize-winning career as an acclaimed journalist. Do talk about that journey, if you would, please, just for a moment.
Mm-hmm. I'd be happy to. I worked for the Washington Post for 45 years, and it was an amazing experience. It was a great place to work. I started in 1980 as the City Hall reporter. I covered the Post's I covered Washington's very colorful and newsworthy mayor, Marion Barry.
Yes.
So that was my first job at the Post. And
we remember him. Oh, yes.
He's memorable. In his later years, he took credit for my career because I was his first job at the Post. And I ran into him in public. He'd say, Gene Robinson, I made your career. I became an editor. I became a foreign correspondent for a while in South America and in London. Did various other editing jobs. I ran the style section, which covers arts and culture in Washington and the world for 6 years. And then I became a columnist in 2005, and that was just a wonderful, wonderful job that I enjoyed doing for 20 years.
Well, Eugene Robinson with us, Pulitzer Prize-winning journalist. He is coming to Key West, is in Key West now, guest of Take Stock in Children for an evening at the studios of Key West. That is tonight at 6 p.m., and we'll talk about that engagement here in just a moment. But yes, your years at the Washington Post allowed you to see firsthand many very memorable events, which would give you a perspective to look into the next 3.5 years. As you said, things are changing at a moment's notice. The conflict with Iran was not something that some of us would have foreseen happening the way it has happened. But let's, before, I don't want to give a spoiler alert as far as what you are predicting for the next 3.5 years, but would you like to give an overview as far as what maybe people can expect from tonight's talk? And then I'd like to also talk about your book, Freedom Lost, Freedom Won.
Well, so I think 3.5 years from now, we will have a lot of work to do. I think a lot of institutions, government agencies, relationships between various parts of government have been upended in the last couple of years, and it's unclear how they're going to be put back together. I think we're going to be doing a lot of reassembling. And as we do that, I think we'll perhaps take a fresh look at some of the ways we were accustomed to doing things and the ways we want to do them in the future. At the same time, I think there will be massive challenges in terms of figuring out the new world order. The old alliances have been upset. In some cases dissolved. New alliances will form. We'll sort of figure out our relationship to our traditional European allies, to the other great powers such as China, and that will be a challenge. And I also think at the same time we'll be dealing with technological change that could be massive. And I'm talking about artificial intelligence. And the more I talk to people who are really knowledgeable about AI, the more I think that, number one, none of them knows exactly how it's going to change our lives, but all of them are convinced that indeed it will change our lives, that it is changing our lives, and that we all need to become sort of more aware of this giant leap in technology that we're taking, frankly, whether we want to or not.
Eugene Robinson is with us, Pulitzer Prize winner, journalist. He is the guest of Take Stock in Children, presenting an evening tonight talking about what America will look like in 3.5 years. It takes place at the studios of Key West, 6 o'clock tonight. And predictions are harder and harder to make and come by these days. AI really is a game changer. You and I talked briefly before we went on air about some of the changes that happened in journalism over the years. The rate and the acceleration of change seems to be increasing, and AI, I think, like you said, is going to be a game changer, really.
It already is, really. And one of the things that really concerns me, and I'm sure it concerns you as a longtime journalist, is it's hard to know what's real. It's hard to know what's authentic as deep fake technology becomes better and more seamless, and it becomes really more difficult to tell whether is that really President Trump talking, or is that a deep fake? Is that really House Speaker or House Minority Leader Jeffries speaking, or is that a deep fake?
Yeah. And
what are we watching? And it's very, very difficult to tell. And I think that's only going to get worse. We're going to have to figure out how to deal with that.
It's very difficult, to verify your sources anymore as truly being the sources you thought they were. It's pretty unbelievable in terms of journalism and everything that we're facing. Let's talk about you, and again, what gives you the ability to have this perspective on what America will look like in 3.5 years. You had mentioned your tenure at the Washington Post, leading to a Pulitzer Prize Award for your accomplishments. You, of course, started in Orangeburg, South Carolina, Orangeburg Wilkinson High School, and I am relying on other sources to be accurate. I hope they are. But University of Michigan, first African American co-editor in chief of the Michigan Daily, a Newman Fellow at Harvard University. A lot of accolades, a lot of accomplishments, even in your early career, following in the footsteps of your great grandfather, who, of course, really overcame all kinds of adversity that is talked about in your new book, Freedom Lost, Freedom Won. Let's talk about your upbringing, how it was influenced by your ancestors before you, and what they accomplished to really blaze the trail for equal rights.
Well, I guess I'll start at the beginning, Michael, with my book, Freedom Lost, Freedom Won, begins with my great-great-grandfather in Charleston, South Carolina, who was enslaved. As a boy, he was sold to a plantation owner in 1829, and he was sold again to a Charleston businessman in 1848. He had learned to become a blacksmith, and in 1851, 10 years before the Civil War, he managed to purchase his own freedom. So he was a free person of color in Charleston throughout the Civil War. That was a very precarious position, but he managed to survive. And he had one son, my great-grandfather, who it turned out was just the right age to be able to take advantage of the brief period of Reconstruction after the Civil War, when the Union troops still occupied the South and the newly won rights of African Americans were actually protected. So he went to school, he became a lawyer, he became a big Republican Party activist and official. He had a federal job in tax collection. He did very well. He moved the family inland from Charleston to Orangeburg, which is about 70 miles away. And he built the house that I grew up in. And he was a pack rat. He saved everything. He saved all his records, his financial documents, mortgages, speeches, letters. And so I had this sort of trove of documentary material. It's kind of unusual for an African-American family. Most African-Americans trying to trace their ancestry run into a brick wall at 1870. That was the first census in which Black Americans were fully counted. And so it's very difficult to go back further. I had just the accidental fortune of being able to go back further. And I eventually realized that this was a way of looking at 200 years of American history through the eyes of my family, as I found out that ancestors of mine were really involved every step of the way, in every sort of major and minor event in our nation's history over that period. You find my ancestors and other African Americans by extension. So I was struck the entire time I was working on this book, which was about almost 5 years it took me to finish. I was struck at the central fact, which is that African American history is American history. It's just full stop. There is no American history without African American history. And while it is a great thing that we have Black History Month, really every month should be Black History Month. Without the contributions and sacrifice and participation of African Americans, this would be a very different country. It wouldn't be the United States that we know now. It would be a very different place. It was really a gratifying thing to do. I got to know my ancestors a bit better, a whole lot better. And I guess I really felt that as a challenge. I understood that when I was growing up in Orangeburg, South Carolina, which was during Jim Crow segregation. I remember segregated schools. I remember stores that wouldn't serve African Americans in the same part of the store where they served white customers. That all happened in my lifetime, and I now have the feeling that it was really my ancestors, almost as a group, who were challenging me in my career, who were challenging me in school, who challenged me to go as far as I possibly could, really in honor of their hard work and sacrifice.
Well, they certainly overcame adversity, as mentioned early on, and it was it was incumbent upon you to continue to persevere in ways that they did. I'm sure that really was part of the inspiration. Again, it is Eugene Robinson with us, coming to Key West, in Key West tonight, a guest of Take Stock in Children. Mr. Robinson, Pulitzer Prize-winning journalist, will be speaking about what America will look like in 3.5 years. Also comes from the perspective given in his new book, Freedom Lost, Freedom Won. Considerable interest in the predictions of what you have as your vision of what is happening in the future, as has been shaped by the perspectives you've gathered over the years. And you do say, too, I'm sorry, go right ahead, sir.
No, I was just going to say about the predictions, no guarantees, right?
That's
I'm not signing any documents.
We are not holding you to that by any means, but we certainly fully respect your expertise and perspective.
And Michael, the other thing I just really want to say, and it's so sincere from my heart, is about Take Stock in Children. I was invited by Take Stock, and I have really seen the growth and development of Take Stock, of this great program, really through the hard work of my dear friend John Padgett, who has been so active, really a motive force behind Take Stock for a couple of decades, and it is so. I'm always just touched and inspired by this program. It has changed the lives of more than 1,000 young people who are going on to do great things, and I just couldn't be more proud of this program and more honored to come here and speak to the Keys.
Well, and those are students who are given the opportunity to prove themselves, much as you and your family members did, but in return, they are given help to further their opportunities and further their future as well through Take Stock in Children. So some of their stories are similar to your stories and the stories and the history of your family members too. Take Stock in Children gives them that opportunity to further themselves despite some adversities that many of them do face. So we salute Take Stock in Children every opportunity we can for what they do and what they have done for so many individuals here in our community. So Freedom Lost, Freedom Won, the book, has it been released as of yet?
Yes, it has been released wherever you buy your books or your audiobooks. You can find Freedom Lost, Freedom Won. The subtitle is A Personal History of America.
Yeah. Yeah, very good. And again, I should have known that in advance, so my apologies there. But we will look for that, and we encourage all to pick up Freedom Lost, Freedom Won, by Eugene Robinson. It sounds like it is a very inspirational book, but also you do talk about the fact that the nation has a way to go as far as overcoming its racial history. So obviously we're not where we need to be yet.
No, we're not where we need to be yet. And if you look at that history, and I could see it close up through my ancestors, you see multiple episodes in which we made great progress on that racial history, and then we went backwards. very quickly sometimes. And so it's sometimes 3 steps forward, 2 steps back. There have been occasions when it was 3 steps forward, 4 steps back. But when you take the broadest possible view, you see how far we have come from the beginning to where we are now. And we also have to keep that in mind. So it's a process. It's not a destination. The process continues, but we do make progress. And I after all this work on the book and all the research and everything, I really came out feeling I had to end the book on a more optimistic note, because that's really the way I feel. This is still a nation of great possibility and great accomplishment. We can do better. But I think we will try to do better, or even if we take a roundabout route to get there. Sometimes we head backwards, but let's keep pushing forwards, and eventually we will make progress.
Yeah, well, it's going to be a fascinating conversation tonight at the studios of Key West starting at 6 o'clock. Proceeds do benefit Take Stock in Children, and this is what I've been looking for. It's where you can get tickets. It's online, tskw.org/Eugene-Robinson. Again, all proceeds directly benefit Take Stock in Children. This will be an event not to be missed. Tonight, an evening with Pulitzer Prize winning journalist Eugene Robinson. So, sir, what is next for you? Maybe another book? Obviously, we're going to hear a lot of thoughts tonight, but what might be in your future, if I may ask?
You know, that's a very good question. It's an interesting thing, because for 45 years, I knew what I was going to do. I knew where I was going to work. And at the same time that so much is changing in the world, I now have all these possibilities. So I haven't started on a new book project yet. I do intend to do some journalism for The Atlantic, which is really doing good things, doing a lot of great work, and I'm excited at that prospect. And beyond that, we'll see. It's interesting and a little scary to have this range of possibilities, and to have a little time to figure out, okay, what will I do next? But I do know that I'm not done, and I will have more to do. It won't be writing a column twice a week, and you know, I did that for 20 years, and I think that was sort of a good breaking point for that, and then we'll see. I'm excited to find out, and I'll be glad to share that with others as soon as I figure it out.
Well, you've been busy thinking about what America will look like in the next 3.5 years. Maybe you've not had time to thoroughly think about what your life looks like in the next 3.5 years, but you'll get to that, I'm sure. But let me say that I have tremendous respect and admiration for what you have accomplished over your long and storied career, even including covering the trial of Patty Hearst. That must have been a fascinating time in our history, but you have been instrumental in shaping the conversation in our country for these many years. We expect that you will continue to do so. We look forward to future works of yours. We encourage all to get the book Freedom Lost, Freedom Won, and of course to support Take Stock in Children, and also to hear a fascinating conversation tonight. The studios of Key West, 6 o'clock. Mr. Eugene Robinson, Pulitzer Prize winning journalist, will be your host. And again, those tickets are available online, tskw.org/Eugene-Robinson. A very exciting time for us all. Sir, I've tried to cover a variety of aspects of this, but what would you like to add, if you would, please?
I guess I would just add congratulations and appreciations to this community, to Monroe County and the Keys and Key West for supporting Take Stock and for having supported its growth and development over this long period. It's something really that the community should be proud of as well. And again, it's the kind of thing that gives me hope for the future of this country, that makes me think that, when you take the long view, things will get better, and it makes me very excited about what these young people will do in the future with the opportunity that Take Stock is providing them.
Yes. Well, my past 9+ years in the Florida Keys have really been uplifting personally as well, if I could say so. Take Stock in Children is one prime example of how this community does come together to help others in a very unselfish way. And that gives me hope not only for our future here, but hopefully for the entire country. And we'll be talking about that and hearing more about that with what America will look like in 3.5 years with Mr. Eugene Robinson. Sir, it has been a true honor to speak to you today. Thank you so much for being generous with your time. Unless there's anything else we need to add, we encourage all to meet with you tonight.
Okay, thank you so much, Michael. Thank you for being generous with your time. I really enjoyed the conversation.
Yes.
And I'm excited about tonight, and I hope to see everyone there.
Yes, sir. Thank you so very much. Take care. Safe travels. We hope to talk again.
Thank you much.
Okay, take care. Yes, it is Mr. Eugene Robinson, Pulitzer Prize-winning journalist, the guest of Take Stock in Children tonight at the studios of Key West. One more time, those tickets available, tskw.org/Eugene-Robinson. And thank you to Chuck Lysis Mason and to Mr. Ron Saunders, both of Take Stock in Children, for making this interview possible, as well as for inviting in Mr. Eugene Robinson. It will be fascinating. This is Keys Talk 96.9, 102.5, the talk of the Keys. We'll return with more of Good Morning Keys in just a moment.
In the Florida Keys, there's a name people trust for pool construction and remodels, Islamorada Pools. For years, residential and commercial property owners from Key Largo to Key West have trusted their team to design, build, remodel, and repair some of the most beautiful pools in the islands. Building a brand new backyard retreat, transforming an aging commercial pool, they bring craftsmanship, experience, and attention to every detail. They're local, they live here year-round, and they know what it takes to build and renovate pools that stand up to the Keys climate while delivering true luxury and long-term durability. From new construction and remodels to repairs, equipment upgrades, and decorative concrete, every detail matters. Your pool should reflect the quality of your property. Islamorada Pools makes that happen. Call 305-852-3133. Visit their showroom at 86701 Overseas Highway, Suite 103 in Islamorada, or online at islamorada.pools.com. Islamorada Pools, trusted, local, and built for the Keys.
You know Hawks Cay Marina is renowned for their quick access to world-class fishing grounds, as well as waterfront dining, bars, spa experiences, and family-friendly adventures. But on the first of the month, Hawks Cay Marina transforms from a fishing paradise to the best waterfront party in the Middle Keys. Join Hawks Cay Resort Friday, April 3rd from 5 to 9 p.m. for the kickoff of their first Friday on the Promenade. Local vendors will be on hand with wonderful items for purchase. Enjoy delicious food and ice-cold beverages while taking in live music from Riptide Riot, performing live from 5 to 9 p.m. with a high-energy rock show straight from the Key West music scene. Enter to win a half-day fishing charter and Turtle Box Ranger. All raffle proceeds go to Forgotten Felines of the Florida Keys, who provide compassionate care to homeless and abandoned cats. Live music, tasty food, cold beverages, and local vendors. What more could you ask for? Join Hawks Cay Marina the first Friday of the month from 5 to 9 p.m. beginning April 3rd for First Friday on the Promenade. And for more information about Hawks Cay Resort, visit hawkskay.com.
The Key Largo Chamber of Commerce invites you to join them for their exciting monthly networking events. Members and non-members alike can enjoy a monthly networking luncheon on the second Thursday of every month, as well as an evening Members in Motion event on the fourth Thursday of the month. To register for Key Largo Chamber of Commerce events or to find out more information about this vital growing business organization, go to keylargochamber.org. That's keylargochamber.org.
The voice of Monroe County, yours. This is Good Morning Keys on Keys Talk 96.9, 102.5.
Good morning, Keys. Keys Talk 96.9, 102.5, the talk of the Keys. Nice looking morning here so far. 74 degrees on our way to 80 degrees as well. And no major incidents being reported up and down US 1. That is good news. Thanks once again to Eugene Robinson, Pulitzer Prize winning journalist and author of Freedom Lost, Freedom Won, A Personal History of America. Again, the guest of Take Stock in Children, the studios of Key West, 6 o'clock tonight. Speaking of authors, how appropriate, we have Nancy Klingener with us from Monroe County Libraries. There's lots of authors in your midst, at least on the shelves and everywhere, really.
Yeah, we have them come into the library actually pretty frequently as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I tell you, there's so many great works out there and so many ways to acquire those works now. Monroe County Library online, keyslibraries.org, has so many resources available to you. But also Book Club in a Bag, that's been in existence for a while, but now young readers can join the fun with our Book Club in a Bag collection. Check out 10 copies of the same title along with a reader's guide to help to get the discussion going, apparently.
Yeah, because, some of the problem with the book club is getting the book to everybody, right? The library might only have a couple copies, etc. So this way, we provide the books. We also provide some discussion questions, reader's guide to help you get going. And the loan is for 6 weeks, so there's plenty of time, and it's free.
Oh, excellent. So is it truly in a bag then?
It is. If you go to our website, you can see pictures of them. The adult collection, they're in these big canvas tote bags. Some of those books are and for the kids' books, we have these fun, clear plastic bags, so you can actually see the titles and everything. And they're in each of our branches, and you can request any of them to be sent to the branch closest to you. So if you go to the website, click on that link, you can actually check out all the titles that are in our whole collection.
Okay, yet another resource, Book Club in a Bag collection now for kids and teens. And it's an option for local book clubs to obtain multiple copies of book club titles for their members, etc., and now available for kids and teens as well. So yet another great idea. It seems like Monroe County Library staff is always brainstorming, ways to get works to the public and make it easier for that to happen.
Absolutely. That's our mission.
Yeah. Well, there's also Canopy. Of course, we've talked about this before. Thousands of films and TV series. That's available online, from classics to new releases. Ebooks, audiobooks. We talk about that a lot. A lot of people utilize those. Libby is a resource available through the library to have e-audiobooks, digital magazines, anytime, any place. Free, this I hadn't seen before. Freegal Music.
That's right. It's songs. Ad-free, and you don't pay a subscription for a music streaming service.
That's pretty amazing. And then classes for older adults as well. A lot of older residents here and snowbirds and the like are looking to continue to enrich their mind and have activities, etc. Really, the library is a great place for that kind of enrichment as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you should see how popular the Mahjong games are getting at our different branches.
I've never done that. I've never done it. Have you?
I haven't. We did recently start a beginner's Mahjong in Key West on Mondays. So if anybody wants to learn how.
No kidding.
That's a good opportunity.
Is it complicated?
I haven't actually tried it, but given the number of people who are playing, I'm going to say it can't be that hard, right?
No.
Like it can't be,
No,
insanely complicated.
not as hard as smoking cessation, which even that is available.
That is hard. That is really hard.
I'm sure.
And we're glad to help people out with that.
Yeah. How about this? I saw this concert series, The Kennedys at Key Largo Branch Library. That's interesting.
Yeah, they've had that first Friday concert series going for a while. And so on the first Friday of the month, there's a free concert, and we have had performers throughout our branches. I think most of those have wound up, although Key Largo still has some shows still left to go.
Okay, very good. And, the Friends of the Key West Library Speakers Series, we were talking a lot about Eugene Robinson. And what a great opportunity that will be to hear him speak tonight. But, people like Bob Rich, an avid outdoorsman and the author of 5 books, including Fish Fights, Fishing Club, The Right Angle, Looking Through Water, his novel, a gold medal award winner by Reader's Favorites in the category of Southern Fiction. That's something else, too, that just happened earlier in the month, but an example of the speaker series and who is offered through that.
That's right. And we still have writers coming to Key West. Sometimes the artists in residence at the studios of Key West, some of them are writers, and we often have them appear at the library. So keep an eye on our calendar or on our social media accounts to find out when those are happening.
Yeah,
for sure.
Absolutely. It is Nancy Klingener with us, Monroe County Public Libraries, on Keys Talk 96.9, 1025, the Talk of the Keys. There are so many different events and resources available there. And I always like to mention the Florida Keys History Center as well. Again, going back to the history I was talking to Gene Robinson about, Monroe County history, Florida Keys history, that is all there at the Florida Keys History Center as part of the Monroe County Public Library online.
I'm really glad you mentioned that, because if you go to that, just click on Florida Keys History Center from our homepage, and you'll see a button that says Our Collection. We've had a photo site up for almost 20 years, and it's insanely popular. I'm not kidding, like 50 million views. But we've always we have such important documents and other things in our archive. And so now we have those online as well. If you click on the button that says Our Collection, you'll see we have some incredible documents up there. Everything from Key West High School yearbooks, and we recently acquired this photo album that is from the Naval Air Station during World War I, 1917 to 1918, with amazing photos. If you are a plane buff, you will want to check that out, because it's just like early aviation here in Key West. Incredible artifact that is now available online for anybody to look at anytime they want.
Florida Keys History Center. Amazing. Yeah, I just went to the archives, and, I could get stuck here for hours and hours.
Yes.
It's just amazing. And, I'm one of those ones who always stops and looks at the historical pictures in our fine restaurants and establishments around town. This has, over 24,000 documents and pictures in it. Images from the history of the Florida Keys on the archival images alone. Florida Keys History Center. A phenomenal collection that took years and years to accumulate and is growing, I'm sure, every day.
That's right. That's right.
Wow.
And it's just fun to poke around on there. If you look at Island Chronicles, Dr. Corey Malcolm has written an incredible series of original features with stories from Keys history that really haven't been told before. It's not the same old that you'll hear on every tour or read in every pamphlet. So definitely worth. If you want to research Keys history on your own, check out those links, because we have, there's a lot of resources in other places like the Library of Congress that we want to share with other people.
Yeah. By the way, in this date in 1961, President John F. Kennedy, British Prime Minister Harold Macmillan met in Key West to discuss the serious situation in Southeast Asia. So Key West history is so rich and vast, and you can follow it every day if you'd like with the Monroe County Public Libraries and the History Center there, Florida Keys History Center. Nancy Klingener with us, Keys Talk 96.9, 102.5, the Talk of the Keys. So I'm sure you've got a lot to get to here this morning. Anything else, though, Nancy, that you'd like to highlight at this point?
No, I would just say, as I said, keep an eye, follow your local branch on social media, or just follow our calendar. You can, put an event from our calendar onto your electronic calendar. You can set up an email reminder. You can share it with a friend. It's a great way to sort of keep track of what's going on and available in the community.
Very true. KeysLibraries.org online is where you find out more. Multiple locations up and down the Keys to go and enjoy all the resources at your disposal. Do sign up for your library card, and the world is your oyster after that, so to speak. So
that's right. You can even sign up online, get started with Libby and Canopy and Freegal and all those great things right away. You just have to come into one of the branches within 3 months.
Okay, very good. Well, thank you, Nancy, for being here this morning. You have a terrific day. We'll talk again soon.
Thanks so much.
Take care. Nancy Klingener with us from Monroe County Libraries. Keys Talk 96.9, 102.5, the Talk of the Keys. We return in a moment.
As the weather cools down, your pool doesn't have to. At MSP Supply, they help South Florida families enjoy their pools year-round with the best pool heaters in the Keys and Miami. Whether you need a new heat pump, a gas heater, or any pool equipment, or expert guidance on what fits your pool, MSP Supply has you covered with trusted brands and honest pricing. Stay warm, stay comfortable, and keep swimming longer. Visit MSPpool.com or stop by MSP Supply in Marathon or call 305-359-7665. MSP Supply, your home, your pool, your supply. Join Keys Talk 96.9, 102.5 for a live broadcast this Friday, March 27th from noon to 1 at Blue Marlin Jewelry's Key West location, 718 Caroline Street. We'll highlight and speak with leaders from leading charitable and nonprofit organizations in our community. Enjoy food courtesy of Old Town Bakery Key West and visit with Armando Gonzalez and a helpful team at Blue Marlin Jewelry who'll help you select the perfect piece of jewelry. A special Community Connection Spotlight live broadcast this Friday from noon to 1 at Blue Marlin Jewelry, 718 Caroline Street, Key West with Keys Talk 96.9, 102.5, the Talk of the Keys.
Key West authentic Irish pub, dining, and rooftop lounge is Celtic Conch Public House, 528 Front Street. The Celtic Conch always features delicious Irish cuisine and tasty pub grub with more than 40 Irish whiskeys, specialty cocktails, and local drafts. Ask about their daily food specials, plus the best in live entertainment. Monday, Milo plays from 5 to 8. Then it's Dean Dunleavy from 8 to 11. Tuesday, test your knowledge with trivia from 7 to 9, and Corey Hill plays live from 6:30 to 9:30. Wednesday features Just George from 8 to 11. Thursday, Milo is back from 4 to 7. Friday, Dean Dunleavy returns from 5 to 8, and then Milo entertains from 8 to 11. Saturday, come back for Dave Minneberg from 5 to 8, and Just George from 8 to 11. Then Sunday, Tony Roberts plays from 3 to 6. Celtic Conch Public House, 528 Front Street, Key West. Follow them on Facebook and Instagram. Sláinte.
Join the College of the Florida Keys in celebrating our milestone year at CFK's 60th Anniversary Gala. Party with a Purpose on Friday, March 27th from 6 to 10 p.m. at Fort East Martello. Proceeds benefit student scholarships plus academic and workforce programs. Enjoy an evening of dining, cocktails, live music, and dancing while supporting student success. Special thanks to Essential Net Solutions and First Horizon Bank. Visit cfk.edu/60 for info and tickets.
Good morning, Keys on Keys Talk 96.9, 102.5.
Keys Talk 96.9, 102.5, the Talk of the Keys. We do have an accident to report now, an accident involving a boat. Haven't seen that in a while. 1505 Sombrero Boulevard. We'll get more details on that as they become available, but Sombrero Boulevard and Sombrero Road in Marathon. Accident involving a boat, and it looks like that's going to happen to cause some further slowdowns in Marathon as well. So keep that in mind. 74 degrees on our way to 80 degrees. Pretty nice growing weather for the Key West Tropical Forest and Botanical Garden. For that, we turn to Misha McRae, Executive Director, Key West Tropical Forest and Botanical Garden. Good morning, Misha.
Good morning, Keys Talk Radio. Yes, it is not only good for growing, but it is the annual migration celebration of our annual migration of the birds and flies that use this botanical garden as their stopping point on their 3,000-mile journey.
Yeah, Spring Migration Mania coming up on the 28th. It is here already. Let's talk about this. It's the Great Egg Hunt, and I think you might take the prize for the largest number of eggs that will be hidden and pursued that day. 7,000 eggs will be on the grounds of the Key West Tropical Forest and Botanical Garden for a day of discovery, play, and community celebration. Follow the garden paths, learn about migrating birds and butterflies, and explore how the rare subtropical forest provides important refuge for wildlife in the Florida Keys. It's going to be a fun-filled day.
This is our annual signature event. It is a community event sponsored by the community to help our kids have a good kickoff for springtime because, as you can tell, spring has sprung. And the birds have already been singing for 3 weeks in the morning. The Migration Mania Great Egg Hunt is Saturday from 10 to 2 p.m. We have 7,000 eggs going to be distributed throughout the gardens, not by Peter Cottontail, but we're doing a substitute. We're doing 4 and under at 11, so please be there early for the toddlers. And then it's 5 to 8 at 12 noon, and 9 to 12-year-olds starts at 1 o'clock. 7,000 eggs sounds like a lot until you have 450 kids. Then they disappear very fast, so please get there early. We're going to have Food and Drink. Centennial Bank is donating their food as a community service project. Face paint, crafts, arts, games. Learn about migration, birds, and butterflies. It's going to be a great opportunity to bring the family out to enjoy the Botanical Garden on Saturday, March the 28th.
That is going to be
Father's child and $10 a family. Yep. It is all about the children. So it's $5 child, $10 for the family. So that's fair for enjoy a wonderful day out in the garden, learn about the migration, and find some of those Easter eggs.
I don't see the 55 plus category, though. I was hoping for that, but maybe not.
Those are the volunteers.
That's
we
okay.
have a volunteer. We have a category that's volunteers.
Yeah, that's an important category.
We couldn't survive without our volunteers. God bless our volunteers. It was a volunteer organization when we opened 90 years ago, and it continues to be supported by our volunteers. We have a lot of high school students that helps us out with this program. Not only is it a community event, but our students get community service hours by volunteering for this garden. So if you're looking for hours and you need them for your school, talk to the Botanical Garden. Please remember, keywest.garden is our website. Easy to remember because we are the Key West Garden.
Yes, Key West Tropical Forest and Botanical Garden. Misha McRae with us. Don't forget Migration Mania's signature event coming up Saturday the 28th, the Great Egg Hunt. And again, you can find out more about it. keywest.garden is where you find out. Online starts at 11 a.m. That's right. So for the first round from the toddlers through 4 years of age, and continues through until 2 p.m. So please do join them. Right. And it is a fundraiser, yes, but it's going to be a lot of fun as well. But fundraising is necessary ongoing to help sustain all of the operations that happen at the Key West Tropical Forest Botanical Garden, which, of course, the keeper of the trees for well over 90 years now. So again, let's talk about the need for ongoing monetary support as well.
Yes, definitely. We are a 501c3, which means we beg for money. We are the longest continuous running attraction in Key West, Florida, and the only frost-free tropical forest in the continental United States. We are sustained by our donors, our supporters, and our grants. Please, if you're interested in learning more, please check out our website. Always open up to me. You can reach me through the website or by calling the office. But we need our donations, we need our donors, and we need community supports, not only for important events like we have here for the children, which we have throughout the year. This is just one of them. from, but throughout the year to help support this 15-acre, 90-year-old botanical garden. Contributions, signatures float the boat over here. Your contributions are greatly appreciated, of course, tax deductible, and not only has helped this garden get to 90 years, but also will help us for the next 90, thanks to our 99-year lease.
Yeah, Misha McRae, Executive Director, Key West Tropical Forest and Botanical Garden with us. And the new Education Center campaign is underway. That trailer that you have utilized, probably till its end of life and beyond, is not going to last much longer. Hence, looking to erect that new facility with the new visitor center, classrooms, and education areas for children and adults. We were focused on Take Stock in Children earlier in the hour with Mr. Eugene Robinson, who is their guest presenter tonight and speaker at the studios of Key West. I'll mention that one more time. However, point being, education in Monroe County is so very important as far as needing our support. And the educational initiatives of the Key West Tropical Forest and Botanical Garden are a very key point in that educational experience for our students.
That is correct. We work directly with Monroe County School District, with homeschool, charter schools, private schools. We actually parlay with the teachers, ask them what they need for their classes. Our program, our hybrid living lab, actually reaches pre-K all the way to first year college now. Curriculum specific for the students and the class grades. And it is offered free through our education department, which is grant funded and donation funded. We need a new education center. We need a state-of-art education center with classrooms and everything. Go out to keywest.garden and look at our plans. We already have renderings. We have high hopes to create a new treehouse at the Key West Tropical Forest and Botanical Garden to actually facilitate indoor operations for the 3,500 plus students that come through this garden every year through our school district. Your donation dollars are going to help us build it. Your donation dollars are going to help us advocate the future of our students' educational academics, and is also going to help this garden continue to blossom and grow throughout the next decades.
Yeah. Misha McRae, Executive Director, Key West Tropical Forest Botanical Garden, keywest.garden. And also we were talking earlier in the hour about history of Key West with Nancy from the libraries. And, Key West was bankrupt in 1934 when the Tropical Forest Botanical Garden began. And so began the quest to become the Tropical Forest and Botanical Garden. That history has been rich through our years, and we want to continue that history for more than 90 years beyond its beginnings now. So.
That's correct. Rich and long history. President Roosevelt, part of the New Deal, sent Oliver Stone down and his crew, and back in 1934 to create the concept of the botanical garden was built in 35 and opened February 23rd of 1936. It was to help the community, put people back to work, bring tourism dollars to Key West. And as you well know by now, our mission at the Botanical Garden is continue to serve the community, and your support is definitely needed to help us in that mission.
All right. Migration Mania Great Egg Hunt this Saturday, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m., March 28th. Please do come and enjoy that. That's going to be a very festive occasion. Go to keywest.garden to learn more about how you can become a member, how you can help donate to the cause, how you can volunteer, become a weed warrior. There's so many opportunities to participate.
That's right. It's a great day at the Botanical Garden. It's going to be a fun day on Saturday, March the 28th.
I totally agree. Misha, thank you so much for being here. Anything else, though, that we should mention at this time?
Just that I love you, man. Thank you so much.
I love you, man. Great to see you. Thanks so much for being here. We'll talk soon.
Bye.
Bye now. Misha McRae, Executive Director, Key West Tropical Forest and Botanical Garden on Keys Talk 96.9, 102.5, the Talk of the Keys. By the way, a great time to take a bakery break with Old Town Bakery. And in fact, we've got our live broadcast at Blue Marlin Jewelry, Caroline Street in Key West tomorrow. And Old Town Bakery will be there giving out some delectable sandwiches and other treats. So come on by and enjoy that right at noon, from noon till 1. We'll also be speaking with other leaders and representatives from some of the charitable organizations that we talk about on this program for a special noontime edition of Good Morning Keys that'll be happening live at Blue Marlin Jewelry, Caroline Street in Old Town Key West. Armando Gonzalez is hosting us there. So come meet he and his wonderful staff and some of the representatives from some of the charitable organizations you hear about here on the air each and every month, and enjoy Old Town Bakery as they provide lunch and some delectable treats. Or go by there today. Go by there right now. Enjoy some of their quiche. It's delectable. Also, you can check out some of their soups, homemade soups available for lunch now. Pair it with one of their sandwiches. Have a whole platter for your office or get together, and you can order that ahead online, oldtownbakerykeywest.com. Better yet, go to the historic location of Eaton and Grinnell and enjoy the full experience that you and even your dog will enjoy, as your dog gets a bacon treat every time they go there with you. Old Town Bakery Key West, corner of Eaton and Grinnell, as well as online, oldtownbakerykeywest.com. And time to join Glenn Beck. We'll get updated on all the rapid developments happening worldwide, followed by Clay and Buck at noon, Sean Hannity at 3, Mark Levin at 6. Of course, it's Drew Steele, Florida's Voice, at 5 o'clock as well. And then 9 o'clock, Jesse Kelly, Coast to Coast AM overnight. Breaking news as soon as it happens. Local, state, national news updated at least every half hour. Weather around the clock. All to keep you engaged and informed on Keys Talk 96.9, 102.5, the Talk of the Keys. Thanks for listening.
The choice of a doctor is a personal one. The choice of your gynecologist is even more personal. Dr. George Peterson has been honored to provide trusted gynecological care for generations of women in the Florida Keys for more than 30 years. While he has retired from obstetrics, Dr. Peterson is continuing with gynecological services for existing and new patients. Dr. Peterson guides them through medical care that can be complex and confusing at times, whether it's related to conception, sexual health and wellness, infertility, or menopause. And he continues to be a trusted caregiver for circumcisions. Dr. Peterson has been alongside his patients for 3 decades to ensure that they receive needed screenings for breast, cervical, and ovarian cancer. And the practice has expanded to provide a wide range of medical aesthetic treatments. Keys Med Spa, 5450 McDonald Avenue, Stock Island. Phone number 305-293-9555. And online at keysmedspa.com.
Hello, I'm Dr. George Peterson. I'll be honored to help you with your medical needs as I have done for the last 30 years.
Good morning, dear. Breakfast almost ready.
In a minute. So did you happen to call someone about spalling repair for the house?
You know what? I knew I forgot something yesterday.
Honey, you know how important spalling repair is, especially here in the Keys. If that spalling damage gets any worse...
Don't worry. I'll call Design Center in Marathon.
When?
Today.
How about now?
Okay, dear. Now.
Design Center, the most efficient spalling contractor in the Keys, providing the fastest results. With over 40 years combined experience in spalling repair and a member of the International Concrete Repair Institute, Design Center can handle the largest jobs to small structures. They also handle quite a number of condominium and county projects. Mention this ad or the program you're listening to and receive 10% off your spalling repair. Visit DesignCenterFL.com or call 305-735-4042. Design Center, 6677 Overseas Highway Marathon. License number CGC 1523838. Remember, mention this ad or the program you're listening to and receive 10% off your spalling repair from Design Center.
Hey Key West, Danny Hughes here from Two Friends. Really from Two Friends. So Maura and I were sitting at breakfast in the bar listening to live music at 8:30 a.m. on a Tuesday. She's about to enjoy some huevos rancheros and me shrimp and grits with fried oysters. Heart healthy. And Maura says, Dorothy, we're not in Kansas anymore. It was perfect because we didn't move here because Key West is like a lot of other places. We moved here because it isn't like any other place on earth. So meet your friends or make your friends at Two Friends, 512 Front Street in Old Town Key West or twofriends.com.
Hello, I'm Dr. Bruce Boros for Advanced Urgent Care, letting you know we are now making appointments to perform your MRI at our Marathon office. MRIs take about 30 minutes to perform, depending upon the area being scanned. And best of all, AUC will be offering MRI studies at affordable cash prices. Call 305-294-0011, option 7 to learn more. AUC has also created Keys Cares Health Plan to help those who can't afford medical insurance. This plan has a low monthly fee and includes most basic testing for acute illnesses at no extra charge. AUC provides high-quality care at affordable prices. For more information on all our services, visit urgentcarefloridakeys.com. Thank you.
Advanced Urgent Care is the only urgent care in the Keys that is open 7 days a week, including Sundays.